So I did a video on relaxation joint locking, which is arguably the most important thing you can learn in joint locking. To me, the other important thing that you really need to know in joint locking is you shouldn't joint lock. What I mean by that is people go into joint locks and with a preconceived idea. And then what they want to do is they want to crank that on somebody, and that guy says no. Well, then he goes, well, this is the joint lock I'm trying to do, and then we fight and it doesn't work. You have to learn joint locks at first, don't get me wrong, how to understand them properly. You have to understand the directions and angles and how it affects the body. But under stress, your ability to grab someone, process that, and then try to do a lock is almost impossible. What you have to understand is not the lock, it's the position. If you look at this right here, you see that angle? If I go like this, it takes pressure off. If I go like this, it takes pressure off. But if I put them right there, it puts pressure on. If I go like this, and I allow him to kick his elbow up, or I come in too tight, it takes pressure off. What I have to do is find that angle right where it fits. And what happens is I don't have the luxury of deciding that when things are going on. So we're like this, right? And again, this is static, it's not a fight. Relax, it's not a big deal. I'm showing you positioning. So if we're like this and we're pushing, what happens is I look there, right there. It's not that I wanted to do that lock. It's what he gave me. You see it? If he came in more straight, well, that's what he gave me. If for some reason we were playing around and I ended up here, that's what he gave me, and that's what I'm going to use. You have to learn to feel and see where the position is and take advantage of the position he gave you versus trying to force the position on him. Because if I grab him like this and he says no, I'm not going to move him. It's just not going to happen. But he gave me a different position. It's okay. So the trick with joint locking is you have to forget them. You have to forget all your joint locks when you're using them and let them just come out naturally. It's no different than punching, right? If I'm like this and we're going back and forth, I can't go turn my fist this way and put this angle here and aim for that point and hit in there. He punches, I move, we punch on the angles because that's what was available, right? If this is what's available, that's what I have. And I can't think about it, it just has to come out. Well, if you're joint locking, it just has to come out. So as you play with grappling, or even when you play with striking or hits, he takes a swing at me, whatever he wants to do, right? I gotta start playing with what's available, not what I want. No one cares what you want. They don't. Nobody cares. They care. What matters is what they give you. And again, this is one of the biggest problems you have with joint locking is a lot of people love joint locking because it makes them, they just like it. It's okay. But a lot of people hate it because it's not applicable to everything. There are times when you're in the middle of something, you're fighting a skilled guy, your ability to grab him and do something to him is none. And you better blast him. And maybe you'll get one on if you want to use it fine. There are other people who are sloppy and inebriated, they fall on you. And I've had this situation. I had a guy try to chuck me in a bar once. I pinned him and smashed him into a wall like that. Why? Because he was sloppy and he deserved it. But had he come at me really fine like this, probably not. So if you're going to joint lock, you have to take advantage of the angles and positions he gives you without thought. How you learn this really simply is when you start, just play and look for the angles, right? You see the position? Look at the position. Look at the position. Look at the position. Hey, look at the position. And you start just kind of playing with these things and studying where all the angles are and where you can take advantage of them when they get into that position. When you do that at first, it's fine. And then eventually you do it in movement where he's pushing me, working on me, and I got to learn how to play and extend and find things. And you never know what you're going to get, right? Sometimes I get thumbs or fingers. I'm not trying to do it. Just as he pushes on me, right? A lot of times these things just kind of happen because I stuck to him, and as it happens, I just end up in that. And it's not because I wanted to, it's because that's where it was. Eventually you should work on it as he's pushing you and hitting you, you should punch. and put them in a bad position first. And then these things come on. And that's okay. You got to mix it all together. But stop tensing up, grabbing people, trying to force joint locks on that don't work. That's how you get hurt. If they give you a position and an angle, take advantage of the position and the angle. If they don't, do something else. You have to be realistic with joint locks. Don't fit every situation. Sometimes you can use them, sometimes you can't. People who say they don't totally work are ignorant, because for thousands of years, many cultures have used them in certain situations. But people who think they're just going to slap joint locks on everyone are wrong also. Please check out my new channel, The Karate Man. Link is in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.